outcome of the minimum wage and paid sick leave measures on various state ballots. Note that the federal minimum wage has been $7.25 since 2009, and I support either keeping it there or simply removing it. I get criticized for that from some quarters. Folks, I'm not mean, nor am I blind. I pay people that work for me well over that. Why? Because I pay the going wage for the specific work being done in this urban area where the cost of living is high. The bogus argument about a minimum wage needing to be a so-called living wage is that not all jobs can economically pay this artificially calculated amount. Further, the cost of living varies dramatically across the country and even significantly within state lines. Time and again, statistics establish that raising the minimum wage costs jobs for students and individuals lacking good work skills. So here's how the minimum wage and paid sick leave measures fared in a few states. This is based on a post-election report by NPR, their reporter Andrea Zhu. Alaska and Missouri approved ballot measures to raise the minimum wage and require employers to provide paid sick time to their workers. For Alaska, the minimum wage will gradually rise to $15 an hour by July 1st, 2027, up from $11.73 currently. That's the lowest on the West Coast. After that, the minimum wage will be adjusted to keep pace with inflation. In Missouri, the minimum wage will gradually rise to $15 an hour by January 1st, 2026, up from $12.30 currently. Starting in 2027, an annual inflation adjustment will be applied. And the article notes that these are both so-called red states, meaning dominant Republican states. Hey, just because it's a dominant Republican state doesn't mean that the voters do smart things. Missouri and Alaska say yes to paid sick leave. In both Missouri and Alaska, employers will now be required to give workers 1 hour of sick leave for every 30 hours worked. Missouri provides some exceptions for small businesses. Oh, isn't that nice? Nebraska voters also approved a ballot measure giving workers the right to earn paid sick leave, but Nebraska's measure does not specify the rate of accrual. Note that Californians will again be voting to raise the minimum wage, but at the time of this recording, the outcome was uncertain, but leaning well towards rejection. I note that a large number of fast food restaurants closed as a result of California's high minimum wage at present. Hey folks, there's no such thing as free lunch. You can legislate paying more wages and benefits, but you cannot legislate businesses to have employees to pay it. I predict there will be less small business activity, more part-time work to avoid some of these coverages, and dramatically increased automation. Let's think about these things before we put them on ballots. And please, voters, think about the impact across the board when you vote for these things.